All right, guys. We're back for the highly anticipated game against the two. Is it even up?
What?
There we go. It's up.
Oh my god.
Just had to make sure. Okay. So the highly anticipated. What is it? SV versus Distortion. So right now we have one for Distortion. This is a rematch of round 2. I'm excited to see what is going to be going on in this. What are you thinking right now, Valer?
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what happens in this game. So two very, very high-skilled teams. Obviously, getting to tier 1 is no easy task. Never has been and never will be. So it's always interesting to see two very good teams go off against each other, especially two that have been around the league for God knows how long.
Yeah, for a really, really long, obviously longer than I have been here, but I, you obviously you have to start off with your basic, getting wood, building stuff, getting everything ready. But for right now, it doesn't look like too much is going on. So I think we should make some predictions about what is gonna be going on in like who's gonna get to media because we're on Volk right now. So what's your predictions on media or not media?
Media. All right. Well, they gotta first fill out the application. Yes, you gave me the perfect opportunity to plug media applications. They're up right now. They're on the forums. You should. No, I'm done. I'm done.
Into mid. I meant to say mid.
Well, still apply for media. Anyway, so getting to mid. Trying to look at their Zerks here. Not gonna say who's who, but just
Looks like
based on who
JMR is
I've had,
sharing some diamonds over here. Sorry, go ahead.
just based on who I've had experience with before, I have a feeling it's gonna be close, but I think Disto will get to mid first because some of the people that I recognize as Zerks are very good at what they do, and they're very good with their block placement and leaping. But Volk is a different type of thing where it's not like you speed bridge too much. It's mostly where you just run along the banks where you see these 1 blocks, and then you just jump over and then try to get these 2 blocks going on. And yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I have a feeling that this will probably get to mid first, but it shouldn't be by too much of a gap. They'll probably both get to mid, and it will be a very competitive fight to see who actually claims mid and takes over
I
the
think
mid point.
I think that they could also even get to split it almost, if you will. They might get there pretty much the same time and basically be able to split it. Because I mean, if looking at it right now, it looks pretty like even on each side about how much chests there are.
Yeah, I could see that. But it will probably be like a team takes top and another team takes like the bottom part of Volcanic because that's what some teams rush top, some teams rush bottom. But if they both like rush top, then they'll go like then they'll probably like fight for it, and then like there might be some picks happening.
For
And I'll
sure.
have you guys know, Panda Fake is also in the channel. You know, she's not talking because it's Panda Fake, but the Panda prediction, and it's very important part of this is Distortion takes top and SV takes bottom, full team. So, yeah, definitely some very very different opinions on where it's gonna go where, but overall, I think it's definitely gonna be a very close fight at mid, and yeah, anything could happen.
So, chat, what are your predictions with who's going to get to mid? Because I think right now we have about 35 people watching, so I mean, we could potentially get 35 responses about who's going to get to mid, but not everyone's probably here. They're probably just tuning in and listening. So, I think if when mid gets whoever gets to mid first, will most likely have the gear upper hand. Because especially when you have your gear upper hand, it can make a really big difference between whether you're going to be surviving that next round or not. So, I personally would like to see Distortion try a little bit more aggressive than usual, especially against SV. But I think that if they get too confident in trying to beat Distortion, or if Distortion tries to get too confident against Sharpness, then that may cost him big.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna take the match overall? Obviously, the rematch happened and all of that, so Disto did lose one of the players they were playing last time. So taking that into account, who do you think will win this round?
Well, considering the fact that I actually don't know what Cyan was doing, they have a very, I feel like, let's see, I would probably say Distortion. Distortion is a really strong team. They have a lot of very, very good players, and I think that if they're gonna fight to be tier one, which is gonna be, um, probably a little bit harder for SV to keep up.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to agree with that. I have to say, I think Disto's probably gonna take this round because looking at their lineup, they do have like some very good players on it, including some that have been on very well renowned tier one teams, such as Tanav leading one like Acelus, and then he's also on Disto with all these people who have already made an identity for themselves for being on the team and being very good. So definitely Disto isn't a team that you would take very lightly. But at the same time, SV does have some good players and stuff like that. But the problem is they did have Rainmaker blacklisted, who is their main shot caller. So we don't know how much of an effect that's going to take into their gameplay. So it's very hard to tell, but I think this will end up taking it. They've been tier 1 rank 1 for a while, and I think they'll be able to regain their status.
I think even if they did, I think maybe even if I'm in the wrong thing. Even if they don't take this one, there's still going to be another round that they could possibly win. There could potentially be a third round in here, which might be interesting to see.
Yeah, if I'm correct, isn't the score like 1-0 SV right now?
Yeah, so Distortion has 1 and SV has 0 at the minute. So
yeah, and that was
favorite...
because we mentioned it briefly earlier, but the reason this rematch is even happening is because one of the players on Distortion, named Scion, he was frozen and unfortunately blacklisted for something he had on his PC. So won't get too into it, but that is basically why we are here today, streaming this again. And yeah.
So we did ask for some mid predictions, so I'm gonna go quickly look through those. See. So it looks like everyone's saying that Distortion might get this round. Look, not everyone. Distortion. Everyone's saying Distortion. There's only like 2 people I think that aren't saying it.
I think they're also correcting me, as in that Disto is still 1-0 team, or actually
okay.
correcting you. I think you said it was like
it's 1-0
like 1-0 or something.
That's what I meant. No, yeah, it's 1-0.
I
have it up on the
but you said
too.
SV, not Disto.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's alright.
So it looks like their miners are going to be coming up pretty soon at 2 minutes. I know that's probably one of the biggest things that Distortion has over here is that they with most teams they try to get their miners up as quickly as possible just to keep everything. That way they can make their armor and get everything smelted by the time that 30 seconds hits, where everyone should be already geared up.
Yeah, just taking a look over here. It looks like SV has a little bit of coordination with their furnaces. Some teams decide to go like everyone has like the same furnaces, or everyone has different ones. SV definitely has like a lot of furnaces going on over here, but it looks like there are like quite a few. So they're probably mostly taking the individual route, but at the same time they have some for the other players. Just taking a look at this though, they're also doing the same thing, where
Distortion looks like they have a lot more.
Yeah, they also look like they have a lot more diamonds. Like we can see Derek over here, or Alex with 3/4 already, and Blante with half. Rocking man, rocking that leather helmet, leather boots, and leather pants over there. Very stylish on this day, Austin.
So I'm guessing he's the archer, is what I would presume from his armor.
I mean, you never know. It could be a new tier 1 strat to run a brawler with that.
Yeah. Tier 1 strat right there.
You never know. Also, NYC also has 3/4. Yeah, this does a lot of 3/4 over here. Looks like most of them are Zerks or brawlers, so it's what most teams do, is stack up their brawlers or Zerks first. But sometimes you have to take the half approach or the 3/4 approach. So definitely interesting to see that they're taking mostly 3/4. If we go back to SV, they've geared up a little bit, but they're taking the approach that I mentioned earlier with mostly half armor. They have, yeah, like all halves and stuff like that. So definitely it will be a very more spread out type of armor ratio, but not able to, like, if it's a 1v1, then probably the people with 3/4 are probably going to end up beating them.
So it looks like they are starting to go to mid already. It looks pretty even. Oh, it does look like they skipped over.
Oh, looks like, what the heck? SV didn't even go to mid. Okay, then
They completely
that's
skipped
not
mid,
what I
but at the
expected at
same
all.
time, Distortion only has, I think, 2 members over here.
Well, at the same time, 2 beats 0, so they're gonna get all of mid just because they didn't even go. Just, I don't know. In my opinion, I'm not really sure that was really the best thing for them to do, but they probably have their reasons. Maybe they're just trying to get the extra gear from rotating straight away and trying to mine up a bit. But I don't know. I think overall, Disto definitely made a good call with their 2 Zerks going to mid, and I don't know, S3 might have slipped up a bit on that one, not gonna lie.
Especially because of the lava. The lava, I think, is is a game changer in this, because if you get that extra tick damage that goes in there, that extra tick damage could mean X amount of hearts in a team fight, you know? So
Yes, it is a game changer, but theoretically, it could be a game changer on both sides because I have seen several times people be really dumb with their lava placement and end up running into their own lava and like almost dying because of it. So they do have the advantage with that, but they gotta know how to do it right. And I mean, Disto being here so long, I have no doubts that they know what they're doing, but that's something you always got to keep in mind. They'll probably block up all the lava or and take some for themselves. So definitely some good plays going on here.
It looks like SV's team is, their miners are down. It looks like Rockerman still has those stylish leather boots and is working up to full iron here.
I don't know why he changed. It's lightweight. He'd probably run a bit faster.
It looks like the Zerks over here coming back to share their riches from mid.
We see Skizzy has a very interesting block placement pattern. He's just kind of like chilling over here, like jumping back and shifting at the same time. Very, very good way to block up here. Except I don't know. They do on their right side wall. The wall is rather thin and could be easily breachable, but I think they're trying to build that up a bit now. I don't know. The walls on both sides are looking rather good right now. They have a lot of tech. They have a lot of texture to them and a lot of like thickness. So definitely both teams are definitely protecting themselves pretty well. So you see the mids going, the Zerks are going back to mid again, basically just grabbing extra lava, checking all the chests, making sure they got everything, I guess. Not really sure why they're going back if they got everything already, but
they may be just double checking to make sure they didn't lose anything, any of the valuable. Because even in, when you have this, if you get to mid, that's 8 less diamonds that you have to get if you get a chest plate, So, I mean, that takes the stress off your miners as well as it takes the stress off your miners as well as the miners don't have to. Everyone can kind of share those diamonds a little bit easier, and the diamond distribution is a more solid amount.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. I'm feeling like Distortion's definitely going to be the one to make a move here because obviously we're at the point where it's kind of an interlude / standstill where miners are just mining up diamonds and they're just kind of chilling at other islands, walling up, making sure that they don't get pushed. But I have a feeling that I think Distortion will probably be the one to push first, considering they have the gear advantage at the moment with getting mid, and I think they outgeared a bit before the bridges even fell. And I also think that that Disto is also like a very aggressive team. I've had my fair experience of playing against them, and I know for a fact that we have a chance to. So they'll probably definitely take advantage of that. But I don't know. Only time will tell. Maybe SC will surprise us and make a move.
So it looks like Rockerman has ditched those boots, those lovely boots that he has. Now he's full iron. But it looks like Lovely is still lovely, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. Lovely. Still has a gold helmet, which may just be, style.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider it too much of a disadvantage because gold helmets do have like the same armor value as an iron helmet, so it's just a little duration thing. But I don't know. Usually that doesn't become too much of a problem. They probably just saved the iron so that Austin could get out of his stylish leather clothing. Even though I very disagree with that decision, but you know, it's can't always look good while you're playing this game.
That is for sure Valair, by the way, guys. Nighthawk asked in chat if that was Valair. That is for sure.
No, it's actually Panda Fake.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's actually.
Yeah. I mean, she talks all the time, so yeah. Can't get her to shut up sometimes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, freaking Panda. Oh my god.
So it does kind of interesting what this. If you could just look at what Disto's doing, they're kind of like having some like weird mining thing going on here. They're like
in their wall, yeah.
They're divoting out a bit. I have a feeling they're either preparing for a push or doing something with the wall. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Oh yeah, they're definitely preparing for a push.
Hunter's getting oh, looks like Disto.
Oh, looks like Disto is taking the push, even though they're rather split right now. There's only like 4 of them.
Oh,
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, there's only like 7 here. Oh my gosh, Effectance was way behind. As fast as we saw that, they could have like they could have capitalized on that, but luckily they didn't for Disto's sake. And now they're doing the sides and roofs, which is a very common tactic to do while pushing. Almost everyone does it.
I think SV has noticed that they're there, but they're not taking too much action as to take care of them being there. It does look like they're close to this. Oh, it looks like they're breaking through on this too thick wall, this too high wall. Looks like the Appler is trying to get some apples in there to see if there's any damage he can throw in there. Now, if SV over here would have gotten mid, I feel like they could have gotten lava, which could have provided a easy source of damage for them to drop in and put lava over the top of them, which could have provided, like I said, easy damage. It looks like Rockerman over here is taking some damages.
Looks like Sharpness's timer is going down. They have 4 minutes, which is quite a bit of time, but definitely something to keep note of. As Disto's timer is currently paused at the moment.
I have seen both teams play pretty aggressively. I think SV isn't as aggressive as Distortion. Distortion looks like they're mining down underneath, so they can try to spleef whoever they can, which actually may be a really good decision.
It is a good decision, but at the same time, they're keeping themselves rather confined right now. Like Hunter's like up in this like really small area, and if they try to like push or something, then like they'll just be like hitting each other in their backs.
It does look like SV has retreated back to the middle, or at least middle right of their island, so they're not too far towards the center. But
they only have a second wall by the looks of it. Disto took a bit to realize that, but they're coming up now, but they're slowly creeping over.
Sharpness 5 now has 3 minutes left. It does look like there may be a really good team fight here.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like they're using a lot of their projectiles, throwing lots of apples around. And then no one's really making any noticeable advances. Everyone's just kind of standing there throwing apples at each other. Tanav revealing that he is an appler, along with I saw another apple, I swore.
It does look
okay,
like
they're making the push here.
It does look like
there's that lava you mentioned earlier.
The lava that they got from it looks like they have fallen into it. Looks like Hunter over here, Super HD, has fallen into it over here. Does look like we have lost 2 members, 1 on each side, 3 members now. It is now a 6v7. Now it is a 6v5.
Oh my, Sharpness getting 3 kills here. Oh,
it is a 5v5 now. It is even. Let's see how this plays out. Looks like there was an easy pick there for Panda Q to get down. Looks like Tanev died. It does look like
it's a 4v3 right now. Sharpness just gears up and just stays together. Oh, it's 4v2. As long as Sharpness plays this smart, they're going to take this game.
It does look like Rockerman has died, and so is Tanev, so they have left. So now we just have AliX and NYCU. Now, what do you think that happened there? That was a really quick team fight. What do you think that SV did right that put them in the position of having 4 members left?
Well, one thing I did notice is that they really did split apart the team fight and divide it into a couple sections. But in every section that they were in, they had the advantage. So they made it so that like people were just running, getting lavaed, kind of like standing still, and they were just like dividing it so that they were taking fights that they had the advantage in and winning them. So props to SV. With the gear disadvantage, I did not expect them to win that team fight. And even Disto had the lava, but I think honestly that, like I said before, there was a chance that could play against them, and it did there. in my opinion. They placed it, and some people of their own team were like running into the lava. So,
I know
and
for
then
sure Supa HD did.
yeah, and then I realized there was a moment where like Kane was taking a 1v2, and he was able to take it because he got a little bit of a combo on one of the players, and it shoved him into lava. And then the other one was just like free game for him, so he souped up and just took that player. And Kane is a rather well-known PvPer, so he was pretty good at taking the fight and being able to take that 2v1 rather well. So there was a lot of individual accountability on SV, along with some really good team fighting. So definitely props to them there. This is hopefully a victory they well earned.
They're calling
Because
RR now.
going in RR, oh man, doing RRs in comp, that's not a very smart idea.
I know the last time.
Because you,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you go.
So last time on our last stream that we just did with the Orion versus Limitless, we saw an RR. We saw an RR, and all of a sudden, someone from Orion turns around and just starts hacking away at everybody. So we'll just see what kind of happens here with.
Oh yeah,
if
that
they
was
decide to
Yikes
do
Man,
that.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Just starts
Yeah,
turning around.
that's probably why he got frozen for dishonesty right there.
Yeah.
Disdain and bad plays.
Right. Looks like
Ooh,
Distortion has 3
Disto's
minutes.
timer going down now for 3 minutes because I guess Disto is technically playing a little. Disto is technically playing defensive right now, and SV is playing on the aggro. So they definitely something to be a little bit careful about. Looks like NYC is trying to poke some holes, and oh, what a nice lava NYC just got there on the KD8104. Not enough to take the job, but definitely did some damage to that player.
Oh, it looks like Katie 8104 just kind of fell in the water there after she took some damage from the lava.
Yeah, that was a real. NYC has some really good lava placement, but I don't know. We got to see if that's gonna help them win this. They're obviously playing this very strategic because we have seen before. I specifically remember in Battle of the Bridges there was like a game where there was like a 2v5 or 2v7, or it wasn't a 2v7. It was like really high amount of people against like 2, and they did take the game back. So it definitely would not surprise me if these two did take it, because I have seen this before, but at the same time, SV just has to play this smart, stay together, don't get split up, and they can just easily take this by having the numbers. But Disto is definitely abusing this high ground right now, which is good for them, but eventually their timer will run out and they will have to go down. So I think that might be what SV is playing for.
So it does. Oh, Sharpness now having 1 minute, 30 seconds going by there after they asked for the timer. So playing aggressively, I mean, can obviously go either way with both teams, and I feel like we kind of. I'm pointing now more towards. I'm still saying that Distortion can come back by playing it real smart here.
Oh, MSC's getting some more of those lavas on, and they've really got to be careful about that. They should see that coming, and they've got to figure out a way to get out of that.
Looks like Distortion now
still
having
now
1
has
minute.
1 minute. See, they can't just hide up there forever now, and I have a feeling Sharpness is going to slowly pressure them just to stall their timer a bit.
I feel that if the SV starts baiting them out off of this mountain, off of the, whatever you want to call it, the volcano, then they could have a higher chance of getting them to come down and then finally doing that fight.
Yeah, just being honest, if they get him out of this mountain, it's basically game over, because, I mean, like, the reason that Disto is doing so well right now is because they have this height advantage, and while they're trying to go through, they're getting all these lavas on them. So, yeah, they just got to be really careful here, because their timer is running very low, and it'll only be a matter of time until SV is able to take this into the numbers game that they want, because they want this 4v2. They want it really badly.
It looks like NYC is holding some more lava up here. Oh, he puts it away. It does look like he was holding it. So their 3 minute non-stop timer has started.
Okay.
NYC just saying, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Thanks for the info, bud.
All right, so this is a weird standstill moment. It's like, because SV knows that they just go up there separately, they're probably going to get killed, because the two guys that are up there are inevitably Zergs. So So like they're gonna be able to use this to their advantage, and if they get knocked off, they'll just leap back up and kill them along with the armor. So if they go up like by themselves, they're just gonna get knocked off and separated, and it'll turn the tides into a favor for Disto. So SV still got to be really careful, even though they do have this number advantage, and that's what they're doing right now, is trying to play this very carefully. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if they'll actually get up there and make the plays they need to make to take the victory.
Okay, so Distortion has the non-stop timer with 2 minutes, and Sharpness 5 has 3 minutes left on their non-stop timer. Now, Valer, do you want to explain what the non-stop timer means to our viewers right now? If they don't, for those who don't know.
So, obviously, there's the 10-minute timer for normal rotation. Basically, if you play aggressive, it stalls it. If you don't, it keeps going. And it'll count down until it reaches, like, 0, obviously. And when it hits 0, teams will be into this non-stop timer where basically, if they don't play aggressive in these 3 minutes, or the game doesn't end by then like I think they'll there's like another there's like quite a few warnings to keep playing aggressively, but it eventually comes down to them losing because they keep stalling the game. So yeah, it's kind of like a disqualification type of thing. So you got to be really careful. And these are implemented just to basically keep games moving, because obviously people could just camp in places forever, and it would just become really long and stuff like that.
Oh, but anyway, back to the gameplay. Ali got a couple hits there. He got hit a couple times there. Looks like NYC is still trying to get the lava in there, which may provide a chance to get some damage.
Yeah, they're grouping up now, but they are inevitably having to pressure now, and
so it looks like they did kind of push them down for. It looks like they tried to push SV down, a little bit.
2v2 RR.
Affload calling for a 2v2 RR. Oh, it looks like I got put into a block here.
Oh, looks like they're trying to make a run for it again. But Derek's stuck in the water. This is gonna.
No, Katie is stuck in the water.
This will be the end. This will be the end.
Katie is
the fight right here. They're spamming apples, keeping them absolutely separated. And oh yeah, Derek goes down, and yeah, it's just NYC now, and inevitably this is going to be Sharpness's win. It's just for a matter of time how long NYC stalls this, because he's not going to be able to take this 4v1. They're all going to stay together as a pack, and they fell in water. He's probably just trying to get like 1 kill or something. Oh, he's going after JMR. Oh, he's going after JMR, but unfortunately that's not enough to take the kill. NYC keeps running, blocking up, and inevitably that is game over. Big GG indeed. Big GG.
Okay, so...
Why did I just applaud there? It's so stupid. Okay, anyway.
Looks like we have 1-1 now, so...
Yeah, Minecraft! Okay.
It looks like we're going to be seeing a... third round here, so they're going to be in map striking.
I'll move us to map striking because I have a feeling that's going to happen, and
that'll be interesting.
It's a very exciting part of the game. All right, let's pop in here. Hello, Austin.
Hello. There you go.
They have first strike, right?
Yo, Drex.
Dude, I only a drag.
Oh, okay.
Your IQ, man. Okay, just kidding.
Whoa, no.
You dropped the...
No toxicity. You guys are live.
Yeah, you're right. But we're on the same team, so it's
get to reply to my PMs, but it's okay. We'll talk about that another day. Anyways, right.
You can strike 2.
Right on over here. We have to talk about this, young man.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, the silence is
beer back.
Rain, you guys get to strike 2.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Alfie.
Hello, friends.
Excuse me, check that.
He's not in here.
Oh, I'll be back then.
What?
Oh.
So they've abandoned the crime scene.
Alright, we'll pick the map here. You know, let's
Rain's in the living room.
Let's do Arcanimus.
Hey, no. What are you talking?
Arcanimus, dude?
Alright. They're back.
Okay.
Okay.
Doing it.
What? See, I've never did MineStrike before. Okay.
What is this coordination?
Dude, honestly,
Okay,
it's supposed to be rain.
Drop in Tiger.
Alright,
Ori Ice.
Alright.
Wait, you say Trop Tiger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, what maps are left?
Valkyrie and Oahu.
Oh,
Take a strike
God.
one.
Rain and Wahoo.
We're gonna strike Oahu.
We strike Volk, we're playing Ray. Good luck.
All right, so it's a very, very interesting map striking. We had to leave the crime scene for a second. It's a bit interesting, but
Interesting, yes. Yes, guys. Duck actually makes us do the overlays, so shout out to Duck, not Ruckerman. Duck is the best. There you go, Duck.
literally the best. All right, so as you heard from the map striking, we will be playing Rabershire Citadel, or more commonly known as Ray. I don't really know anyone that really says the full name a lot, but but yeah, we'll see if it's going to be a 10v10 or 8v8 again. Depends on who can get their players on, but
Oof, there's a lot of people in
there
there.
was a lot of surprises there. Some people thought Disto was going to take this round, but turns out SV did take the win there. What are your thoughts on this game and how that round played out on Underscore?
I was myself included, or I guess I am the one. I was definitely rooting for Distortion there, and I guess I had my money down on Distortion, and when SV took over, I feel like that was a very good play on on SV. They divided them, which was a really good team play fight, and in the end, obviously, it paid off that they have all of what's it called, that they won that. And the way that Distortion placed their lava, I felt like could have been a lot better because it did end up backfiring. So that means that it potentially hurt, or it did hurt. It did hurt Distortion there. So
yeah, definitely the lava was quite an obstacle for them to get over. Looks like 4 of them just left there. What are they doing? Well, I'm still going on my bet that I think Distortion will take the game overall, but SV definitely did make some great plays on Volcanic there. Definitely some things that I did not expect, especially with them being undergeared. So definitely impressed with their performance right now, and yeah, I guess we'll see how the next round goes. It's just kind of this into a time now where it's just like people are getting their players, game's gonna start, all that
doing
fun
kits and
stuff.
Yeah. So I know that I've seen Rockerman play Zerk. I couldn't remember the name there for a second. He's played Zerk on Ray before, and I've also seen him play Archer on Ray before. Where do you think that a Archer on Ray is important, or do you think because they're pretty far, the islands are pretty far apart? They're pretty far apart. So, what are your thoughts about having an Archer on?
Pretty much a necessity on this map because even though they are kind of far apart, archers on this map are very important because even though like you said, it's quite a distance, but it's doable. It's definitely an angle where you can hit the players off if they're speed bridging, for instance, or if they're just leaping straight to mid. If they're leaping to mid, I mean, there's only so much you can do with archers, but if they're speed bridging, which is a faster alternative, then you kind of are going to want your shots to be landed there, because if you don't, then the other team's going to get to the island faster. So definitely running archers is something important, and and even for like team fights and stuff, it's important on Ray, but not as much on other maps because Ray is very known for its ore spawn. It's a very high ore spawn, got a lot of diamonds, so a lot of teams will probably have half or 3/4 for all their players, maybe even archers included, depending how good they do. but yeah, archers are definitely needed because even if the projectiles don't do a lot of damage themselves, it's also good for splitting up plays and stuff like that. But along those lines, running applers isn't something a lot of teams do. Maybe like one, if any. So, yeah.
Especially because I know some teams use applers as obviously as projectile, but they also use them as food, because you're going to need food in a especially in a survival type situation. And I know that on Ray there's a ton of food on it already, so there's not going to be a big problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so like food isn't really much of a problem, so applers really aren't gonna be needed for that either. Just overall, there will be an archer, but I think there will only be one or maybe two. That's what most teams do, and that'll probably be the only ones projectile orientated. And it looks like the game is about to start here. And yeah, we'll see how round 3 goes in this multi-day extravaganza of the fight for tier 1 rank 1.
Overall, I'm excited to see. Oh, I'm on the wrong island. I keep going to the wrong island. What am I? I think that. Oh, hi for reals. So sorry. I think that with Ray, it kind of depends actually on who is, if they're good at mining back island, or if they're mining, if no one's good at mining back island, because back island is very hard to get diamonds at, and if you have someone that knows the layout of it and is very good at it, then you could potentially get an exponentially amount of wow, I can't speak today. A lot more diamonds.
Yeah. I'm just looking around the team's islands. Looks like I already see like 3 veins for Zerks to grab. 4 now. And that was on front island. On back island there's also quite I see 1 vein over there. 2, yeah, around 2 or 3 on back as well. So definitely there's diamonds to go around a little bit but not a lot. I haven't really checked pillars, but definitely diamonds to go around. Trying to think. I gotta look at SVs now because I was just checking distos.
It looks like there's a lot more for pillars overall, and there's a lot more around the edges. There's a lot of veins around the edges here.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few on SV as well. So, but I think Distortion does have more diamonds on their island, if I'm counting this right. So, yeah, I think Distortion does have a slight advantage with the amount of diamonds that are there for Zerks to grab, but let's hope they notice them all, because sometimes it is rather easy to miss over diamonds, but they are pretty obvious, and Distortion will probably grab them all, because that's definitely something they'll need to do. Who do you think's gonna get to mid first? Question for chat and underscore.
So I know mid here isn't too big of a deal, but I mean it's still a big deal. It could, add more gear to the whole team, but I know with Ray there's a lot of diamonds overall, and so getting to mid isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's still obviously like a big deal, but it's not like massive. So I think that if I had to choose though, I'd probably say SV's gonna get mid, and then or I guess based on last game, SV I think might go mid, and Distortion might even try to go mid, if not rotate to the next island just instantly.
Yeah, so like last map, I think you got the teams backward because SV was the one that rotated and Disto's the one that went to mid.
I was because I was like I was thinking that maybe they were gonna switch up their tactic, but they might not.
I mean, I don't know. If I was the leader or the shot caller of Disto, I probably wouldn't make the call that to have Zerx rotate if you notice the Sharpness had a tendency to skip it. So I'd probably still go to mid. I have a feeling both teams are definitely going to go to mid, and I think Disto will take mid again, regardless, because their Zerx will probably get there first, and they do have like I said before with my Volk prediction. They do have like, in my opinion, better like Zerx for like block placement and stuff like that. And if it was like last game, they'll probably have Alix, aka Derek, and NYC as their Zerks. And NYC is known to be a pretty good Zerk along with Derek. They're both very fast at getting to mid, and they've been on the same team for a while, so their communication is going to be really good. So overall, I'm feeling Disto will get to mid first, but maybe SV will contest them at it. We'll see. It's hard to tell.
So I'm not seeing too much happening now. It looks like we only have 5 minutes left before the bridges fall. Overall, it looks like they've gotten most of the diamonds off the edges and around the islands here. I'm not seeing any left for Distortion here. But let's go check over on the other team. On SV over here. So looking around on their edges here. I'm not seeing too much diamonds on their edges either. It looks like they actually have left at least 2 veins here on the edge over here on this island. Otherwise, I'm seeing that it looks like they've gotten the rest of it by F5 mining. Yeah, so it looks like they're still going around the mountain, or the island here. It looks like we have Soon going around the mountain here. So we're just gonna have to see how that works out. Looks like there is a couple more veins, like I said.
NYC's already gearing up a bit on Disto's side. He's already got a diamond helmet and diamond boots, which is interesting. Most teams usually go up at 3 minutes, so I'm kind of surprised to see NYC already gearing up a little bit. Probably with the diamonds he found from looking around. Oh, look at him flexing his block placement. Like I said, Disto is very, very good with block placement. You can see NYC just kind of flexing it a little bit here. Just literally building a staircase to where they need to jump. That's honestly, it's pretty impressive. He can do this. Like,
I can't
you
do
just
that.
watch his block. If you watch his block placement, like I've tried to do stuff like that, and a couple of Zerks on other teams can do that, but I don't know. Not a lot of them can really do that. So it's kind of cool to see really good Zerks do that type of stuff.
I'm hearing a lot of people being kind of sarcastic with that block placement. I think it's still pretty impressive, and especially when you're in a fight that needs to get up fast, it might be very useful. A lot of people saying it's not hard.
Okay, listen, man.
I don't know. I feel like I can't do it, so I'll say, for at least for me, it's definitely a lot harder. So this is going to be deciding who this last round right here is going to be deciding whether SV is going to be T1 rank 1 or if Distortion is going to be T1 rank 1. So we're just going to have to see what happens here. All right, what are you guys' predictions in chat about who's going to get to mid? Thanks, I like my voice too, easy to kill. Just kidding, I actually hate my voice.
Oof, that's kind of pessimistic.
So it looks like we have Jonah saying Sharpness is going to get to mid. NYC best NA Zerk. NYC is going to get mid first because of his pro staircasing.
Oh my god.
SV isn't even going to go to mid for reals. Is the stream having issues?
Yeah, you're lagging a bit.
Weird. Is it on Discord too that I'm lagging? Yes.
A little.
Thanks, internet. Here. We're gonna close out of that and see if that helps. No, my internet just likes to be garbage today. Okay. That's great. So go ahead and keep analyzing and seeing what's going on. Let me try.
So. All right, so Disto taking a very similar approach to what they had before. They're stacking up their Brawlers and Zerks with half or 3/4. Probably Zerks getting 3/4 and Brawlers getting half. If we take a look on the SV side of things, we've got looks like a lot of them haven't really crafted their armor yet, but I can see Elf with 3/4, Skizzy with 3/4, Kane with only a chest plate, KD with half. And yeah, it looks like Zerks have 3/4 and they're trying to get Brawlers to half, and then the others are just getting chest plates and stuff like that. Which is a good strategy. It's what most teams do with armor and all of that. I think Disto might have outgeared again. I'll look over here. It's a bit too soon to tell because I'm not sure everyone's done crafting, but yeah, Disto has quite a few 3/4. They have 4 3/4 that I can see on their island, along with 1 half armor over here, 2 actually, and that leaves to the bridges falling. And looks like our Super HD is speed bridging for Disto. NYC is also leaped to mid. He's the only one going to mid though. There's not 2 Zerks going to mid, it's just 1. And I kind of missed if SV went to mid or not. No, SV once again did not go to mid. They skipped out on it. Are you good there, underscore?
Yeah. There we go. I think it fixed it there. I think it's fixed now.
Alright, so
exactly
NYC
what
did get to
happened.
mid all by himself. He just breaking all the chests, grabbing all the loot,
Sorry about that.
and now the entirety of Disto's over at mid, just distributing gear, because obviously one Zerk does not need all of that. So they're all distributing the diamond armor that they just got. And now looks like SV and Disto are going to be meeting at the bridge here. Let's see. SV's blocking up. Disto's trying to take the immediately aggressive approach. Just kind of want to get this over with. So they're mining through, blocking up, stuff like that. No, they're not blocking up. SV's blocking up. Ooh, NYC separates himself. That is a very interesting play. Oh, if SV capitalized on that, Disto would not have done well at all there. That was a very aggressive play, and luckily for Disto, they didn't notice that it was just him attacking. But if they did, there was like 4 people around him there, and they could have easily just cornered him and killed him right there. But luckily for Disto, as I said before, they did not notice that. And NYC also did have full armor, so he could have theoretically gotten out of it if matters got worse. NYC is on top, just taking shots at the SV players.
Well, it looks like NYC there getting hit with a apple. Placing down a community chest, it looks like. So it'd be very interesting to see what's happening now. I think they're not really pushing through. I mean, they're kind of going, but they're not really moving too far in here. Let's see. It does look like they have the lower ground built. They have a lower ground built out for the SV over here. Especially when you're looking at how this works out, you're gonna see, you know, how quickly this could change from having the upper hand, like an up or a lower part of it. And it looks like Distortion in here is trying to go for even a lower point right here. Looks like Becca and Rockerman are trying to break down. Looks like NYC is coming in here. Let's see. It does look like looks like SB is building a second wall like we saw in our last game here. They seem to be doing that where they fall back, they build another wall, and then they try to they fight it out, which actually may be a really good strategy. It does look like Supa HD here revealing that he is an appler, in fact. So we're just going to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it just looks like Disto's just kind of grouping up, trying to mine through here. SV kind of just standing back here, trying to block up and get themselves a vantage point. They're kind of forcing them into this really weird place where they're just, well, I thought that's what they were doing. Now they're just backing up and running to the edge of the island, just kind of delaying things, waiting for Disto to push them, which they are doing right now, but. Unless we just kind of keeps running around the island. It's been interesting. They're just blocking up, and
it does look like they're blocking up the mine so that way they don't fall into this mine, because that could take some damage. It looks like people are saying SV cannot lose. SV might lose here. We don't know. It looks like it could go either way here, honestly. Looks like NYC just taking some pot shots here to get some people down a little bit. Well, it looks like he just hit 3 of them. So we're just going to kind of see over here. It looks like very interesting on what Distortion's doing here. It looks like they're trying to mine under almost, and maybe even try to get them from underneath.
I don't know if you saw this on the stream, but Austin kind of just mined down and like got like a surface scan or something, and just grabbed himself a diamond helmet during this whole thing. So it appears that they're just kind of mining diamonds right now, just kind of chilling here, because SV doesn't want to play aggressive, so Disto's just gonna take advantage of that. See if SV's kind of doing the same thing. They're just kind of sitting there, just like, here, you're gonna have this part of the island, I'll have this one. Okay, bye. Like, all right then. What are we just mining diamonds here? It's kind of interesting. They're just kind of like stalling out the process a little bit. But you also gotta be careful when you do that, because if you're mining and you're just trying to grab a diamonds or something, and the other team like notices you're doing that, they'll just pressure you really quickly. And if your miners are too far down, then that could cause them to die and get picked and stuff like that. Or the team will just have less members in general and won't be able to take the team fight as well as they could if they had all of their miners. So.
My mom now calling me dysfunctional.
Oof, jeez, that's. Here at the BCL, a lot of our commentators get abused, so.
USA Mexico border free reign. Oh, wow, Rain, your team's playing for you, bud. They're playing for you. Hashtag free reign. We'll start that. Hashtag free reign. Just kidding. Never mind. Looks like Sharpness 5 has 5 minutes to either play aggressively or rotate. Oh, it looks like it's starting. Everyone's starting to do it.
Alright, it's kind of weird. They're still just like standing on their own side. Oh, SV's kind of grouped together and looks like they're rotating towards the left a bit. Probably going to make. Oh, now SV's on the offense trying to make a push against Disto. Except they're kind of just mining through and they haven't blocked up anything. It's just eating all the arrows NYC's shooting.
It doesn't look like Katie's trying to bait him into and trying to bait NYC into getting him to hitting her. Oof, that was rough.
Looks like they're just kind of mining through. Disto's just blocking up here, just kind of waiting it out, just taking a few minutes to just get themselves coordinated and together. It looks like if you're just looking at the armor, it looks like Disto has a lot more armor than SV does. I mean, it's pretty close, but Disto has like quite a few more 3/4s and stuff like that. SV's going over the top to make a counter push against Disto right here, and they're just going to block it up here.
It up, which may genuinely hurt them if. I guess they have to drop in to get there, but this may hurt them in having them be in just one small area that they could potentially be closing in on. It does look like SB is kind of split up here. Not too much, but just a little bit. It does look like I think NYC or Supa is taking some pot shots here. It looks like NYC is taking some more pot shots with the cool effects that he has here. It does look like
kind of interesting. It looks like SV's preparing to go defensive if Disto comes out because they kind of have this little divot here and they've just been kind of like running in it and back out. Not sure what exactly they're doing. Okay, now they're back on the offensive, just trying to mine through their wall again. Probably either trying to stall their timer or I think what SV's doing is trying to bait Disto into a push so that SV can get them in a chokehold.
it does look like Moon over here. Oh, no, never mind. So let's say something about Moon, but Moon left. Moon left that area.
Ah, jeez. Rough.
And we're seeing them just kind of looking like a real battleground here. It looks like a like a proper BCL battleground here. It does look like they are having. I'm guessing that the timer for Distortion is counting down at the moment as they're trying to build more defensively and play more defensively as we have SV playing a little bit more aggressively towards them at this moment. And on the last round, we saw SV get pushed and them winning that big team fight there.
Oh, I did hear some. Oh, Skizzy got spleefed by Distortion because they were trying to run up there, and Distortion noticed that they did that before, so they did it again.
Looks
Now
like
Skizzy has to leave the game.
Soon being attacked by everybody. Leave. Leave now. Leave.
Leave. Go. No one likes you.
Oh.
Anyway.
Rip.
All right, now SV's got to play this really carefully because they already just lost a player to Distortion by running around kind of recklessly on top, and they just gave them all their gear with that. So definitely wasn't the best play they did there. This puts Distortion in a really good position right now as they do still have 8 and they have out gear. So it's gonna be hard for SV to capitalize on this and win and find a way to split them apart. But
it does look like Distortion is over here mining underneath to try to see if they can spleef someone else in there. It does look like Panda right there. Oh, now it does look like
Distortion's kind of like retreating back a bit.
SV has moved back over here, and the Distortion has noticed that, so they're coming back over this way. I'm really thinking that Distortion over here is wanting to do a big team fight, but SV is like a little bit scared here, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a bit on the other side now where SV's a bit nervous. Oh,
Ooh,
now they're like
applers.
they're throwing apples everywhere now. They have 2 applers, I think.
I know that if I get hit by an apple, it hurts.
Interesting strats.
Just
All right,
we have
Disto's
39
mining
minutes
through
left.
again. They're just kind of mining and blocking up. I think they really just Disto really just wants this push to be over with because they have the outgearing and stuff like that, but they gotta do it in a good position because if they just run in there willy nilly, then they'll get picked and it won't be good for them.
It does look like Moon might be an appler who is AFK, which may be an issue. for
AFK.
Distortion.
Oh, they have someone that's AFK right now.
I think
Oh, they do. Wait, no, he's back. He's back.
he's back. Okay. It looks like he was AFK there for a second.
Oh, he's good now. Oh, Hunter just got a hit on one of them.
So nothing too much is happening right now. They're just kind of one team is mining underneath as the other team is trying to. Oh, looks like they're rotating back over here to the other side of the wall that they've built, and looks like Distortion is trying to actually spleef them as they're running across.
Yeah, they're trying to just trying to see if SV will fall for the same things they did before. Now SV's completely bailing out of the situation. They're just like, I'm done here, and he's flat out running with Distortion chasing very closely behind them. Katie's just turning around, doing some apples, placing some blocks, just trying to stop them from pushing, but inevitably that's what Distortion's about to do is push them. And they're just going to straight up mine through these blocks that they're placing.
It might have been a smart move for SV to kind of try to rotate back and see if they can't catch Distortion off guard and try to maybe they tried to split them there, but Distortion might have been 2 on.
Distortion was too close together when it made sense to do that. Distortion kind of stalling here. That if they just
Katie,
SV's kind of split right now. Like Distortion could easily just like push through this right now.
looks like Katie was trying to tease them a little
I'm
bit.
kind of
there.
curious as to what they're stalling for because like they could just like get a bit closer, but now they're blocking up. Okay, this is kind of confusing me because they have the man advantage, they have the armor advantage. What other advantage are they looking for? Because
They may
like
be
it wasn't
waiting
even
for
the position
them.
was that bad. Like
They may be waiting for SV's timer to run out because looks like SB only has 3 minutes left on their. Looks like people are saying they're gonna run again. SV's gonna run again. All they do is run away like Metro did.
jeez, throwing shade.
LFT running some shade there. Looks like Distortion has 5 minutes left, so it looks like Distortion really has that upper hand for that timer. Oh, sorry, Sharpness 5, their 3 minutes nonstop timer started. I was wrong on saying that they have 3 minute timer left. So they have their 3 minute nonstop timer left. So we're gonna see how this works here. Basically, kind of
Make it 2.
now it's 2. Trying to push them to be a little bit more aggressive to keep this game moving because for right now it hasn't been moving back and forth. It looks like SB's trying to finally move.
It looks like they're just kind of both going on the aggressive right now, but this is blocking up again. Oh my gosh, this still is blocking up again. I don't know why they're like stalling this for so long. If SV just pushes in, like Disto should not make the push right now.
It looks like they're all ready. It looks like they're ready for the team fight.
Oh, who's gonna make the initial push? Who's gonna do? Oh, this would be a good chance for Disto to push them right now, and which they do. And SV's really split. The Zerk just went out, ran away. All right, and Disto takes them out. 2 go down. Hero's about to go down. All right, yeah, it's basically game over. Yeah, 8v4. Are they gonna flawless?
Hopefully they flawless here. We're gonna see.
Oh, they do flawless.
They flawlessed it.
Oh, the classic flawless. No, is it just a thing where we just clap at the end now?
Yeah.
Love this game.
Slow clap for SV there. So now we're gonna see if there's any screen shares after this, and we'll see if there's gonna be any screen shares. Oh, maybe not.
Bonk for Jewel. What is this?
So where do you think that SV went wrong in that fight right there?
Well, I'd have to say where SV went wrong is, first of all, they didn't at all go for mid. Like Disto only sent 1 to mid, and if SV sent their 2 Zerks to mid, then they would have easily like taken out that 1 Zerk and gone mid there and gone a bit closer to that armor advantage, to the armor, because as you saw throughout the game, Disto had quite the armor advantage from getting mid, and I think they even outmined them on the islands too. So, definitely was some poor choices there. Another thing SV didn't do, the obvious mistake that SV made was, they kept rotating around too much, and they kept going over the roof. So once Disto noticed the pattern, they just sweeped one of their members, and he died, giving them the 8v7, which is very hard to come back from, especially on Ray, where it all comes down to a team fight, where there's nothing much with like lava or something like that. And along with that, Disto just used that time while SV was kind of just like stalling the game to just mine a bit, while SV was mostly just stalling. SV did have a little bit of period of time where they were actually mining a little bit, but Disto got enough to go like helmets for some people and stuff like that. Along with that pick, they severely outgeared them, along with having the man advantage. So overall, that's like something really hard to come back from, and in the end, Disto ended up obviously taking the round and regaining tier 1 rank 1 unless an SS happens. So overall, that's what SV did.
I think Aflo right now is looking for any SS. He's saying, is anybody SS requests? So let's see if there's going to be any SS requests here. As we had Cyan get blacklisted earlier. We're going to see what happened here. So I think that Distortion did a really good job there on the second round, as they kind of kept together, which I for sure think that as they're keeping together, when you're keeping together during a team fight, that's one of the most crucial parts of it. Is if you're keeping together, you're obviously going to be doing more damage towards one person, and if they can only do damage towards if they do damage towards multiple people, there's multiple blows that it's going to be taken instead of just one person taking all the blows. So, yeah.
Just kind of waiting here for if there are any screen shares.
So if there's going to be, all right. So, I think so far even if there is a screen share, we'll be able to. We might find out later. But for right now, I think that's the end of the stream. We did, we have. Oh, let me actually update the score for Distortion here.
Oh, the lobby has been unfrozen, and Disto is officially Tier 1 Rank 1. Congratulations to them on retaking their title they had before.
Which is always, a very big thing is when you're going back up to that tier rank.
Yep.
So, all right. Thank you guys for watching. We have our Twitter, which is at MCP League. We have if you guys want to see our critically acclaimed top 5 plays. Those are always super fun to watch because CC has all of our MCL leagues in it. It doesn't just have BCL; it has all the leagues in it, so you can go see those awesome CCL and MSCL plays in that. Any other shout outs, Valere?
Well, there's a couple shots I want to give. So first of all, shout out to Panda Fake for the Panda predictions. It's one of the best predictions I've had in a while. Ashley's are very educated. And also, I have to give one last shout out. It's a very random shout out. You may not get it why, but I mean, he was asking for a lot during this first or second round. But I have to give a shout out to Kuzika, a very good archer. He was asking for it, and he needs some limelight out there for his life. So make sure to stop by him and say hello to Kuzika, the Venganza archer. He's a very good archer. And that's all I gotta say. So I mean, unless you got any final comments, _M, I'd have to say that's the end.
Thank you, Valere, for commentating with me today. Have a good day, guys.